As ridiculous and unfortunate as the Colonial Pipeline ransomware incident has been, and we could talk about some of that detail, I also think it reminds me that there's an opportunity for us as MSPs to go farther and go deeper into some of these bigger corporations and really show them that we can save them from these kinds of incidents, because it seems to me that they're just not sure how to help themselves. Colonial is a few $100 million corporate enterprise, plenty of money, plenty of budget, certainly should have had the capability and the ability, but maybe they just unfortunately didn't have the knowledge. So maybe there's, a lot more opportunity than we all realize as MSPs to go in there and take care of these best practices. And quite frankly, it's just a couple different layers of, cybersecurity tools, a little dark web monitoring, ensuring that 2FA is on, making sure we have a good password policy, taking away privileges like we've done for years. And this incident would have never happened, right? So very much a challenging story, and it shows off the lackluster protections of this organization as we commonly find in others. But again, I think it's an opportunity for us as an industry to keep pushing forward and not only educating, but standing for what we believe in, right? And in ensuring that these things are taken care of at all of our customers, whether they like it or not, because this is exactly how, these stories are in the news every single week, from big business all the way down to small business, not doing the things that us as good security-focused IT professionals know are the important things to be done. There was a forum thread, and people are wondering, they're like, oh, wonder if it was the CFO's VPN account, insisting that he needs admin credentials and he better not have to have two-factor enabled, and he was the one, or he or she was the one person who needed, special treatment, if you will. And, it does and it can happen, right? But again, I think us in the industry, we need to hold the line, insist that that's not okay and it's not going to fly, and that, our recommendations need to be followed every single time, because you cannot open up the one pinhole for the bad guys to get in, because again, this is all too often, I think, what we see, whether it's Colonial Pipeline or any of these other ones, and then the ramifications of that, in our country, and who does that really affect? It's certainly not the $4 or $5 million that, they paid off in ransom. It affects us as everyday Americans. In this case, it could have been the, neutering of security controls because somebody at the higher level, cried and complained. I feel like in this case, because they had said that this was an account that was shared and not used in a long while, I feel that they just failed to do best practices, right? They failed to disable an account after an employee had left, or a team, or whatever it was. They failed to, keep a clean house. And I do believe that a lot of organizations are, failing to increase budgets where they're being told that they need to, right? IT or outsourced or whatever it is are saying, hey, we need these 5 layers, and these are the, this is the cost for all that stuff. And I do see a lot of organizations saying, no, not right now, we don't need to, right? But then I feel that these are the same organizations that later on are saying, we've been attacked, we've been breached. And now in this case, we see exactly why. So I think, it is unfortunate, yes, that we all have to spend more money and layer up and put in more security practices and, more hurdles, frankly, sometimes for the day-to-day business at hand. But if we don't, this is what we're going to continue to see. Millions of dollars being siphoned off, intellectual property, right? In some cases, confidential data, and then it's just going to keep moving on down the line. In this case, it shut down the pipeline for a few days. In other cases, it might be worse.